Hello YouTube, Gaming Goddess here with a review on Corpse Party Book of Shadows, a Japanese survival horror visual novel that was released in Japan on the PlayStation Portable in 2011. This game is in fact the sequel to the survival horror RPG Corpse Party Repeated Fear, which can also be found on the PSP. Just to make things clear, no, these games are not exclusive to Japan only. A company known as Xseed did the honors of translating the games for Americans and European gamers alike. Though we don't actually get a PSP copy of the game, it is available in the PlayStation Network. Now let's get into the review. The general story to the Corpse Party series is that a group of friends and their teacher get trapped in a school known as Heavenly Host Elementary School after doing the Sachiko Ever After charm. A series of unfortunate events start to take place, and only a few survive the horrors of the school. In Book of Shadows, it is played in a sense of deja vu to the main characters of the series. Let's take a look at the gameplay, which isn't much to be honest. Book of Shadows abandoned the RPG elements and went to a point-and-click visual novel-style adventure. When we open the menu, we can access the save and load options, which is great because we are given the choice to save wherever we want. We can change the game sound settings in the option menu, read the log, and look at the items that we've collected. In this menu, we also have a darkening meter. This meter will rise every time the main character is in danger or when you look at a corpse. As your meter increases, so does the amount of blood on the screen. This can cause a wrong end for some of the chapters in the game. Since this game is a visual novel, we have lots of reading to do, which isn't too bad since we get the characters' voices and screams to listen to, as well as CG images. Of course, there is a fast forward button, which is nice if you're replaying just to get all of the wrong ends unlocked. This game has a total of 7 chapters, and each chapter has a different number of endings. As we make our way through the school, we will be given options to choose from. These options can lead you in the right direction or to a wrong ending depending on how you play the game. If you manage to get all of the wrong endings and all of the true endings for each chapter, you can unlock a hidden chapter known as Blood Drive, which is basically the prequel to the Corpse Party Blood Drive on the PS Vita. Another way to obtain this extra chapter is to transfer your save data from Corpse Party Repeated Fear, and of course it only works if you beat the game with all of the true endings. With that being said, let's move on to the graphics and audio in this game. This game doesn't have much, but the anime scenes that it does have all flow really well. Other than that, we get a bunch of different CG images which can be extremely graphic in both disturbing and sexual ways. The gameplay graphics are decent for what it is. We are given a little pixelated sprite, but a lot of the rooms will look the same. There isn't really much to expect of this game. As for the audio, yes, we have voices, but it's not 100% fully voiced. Some of the ghosts won't talk, and some of the self-monologuing by the characters aren't voiced. The background music changes depending on the atmosphere of the area, and of course, all of the background music can be heard in the BGM section in the extras. Moving on to the pros and cons. Let's look at the pros. Corpse Party Book of Shadows gives the player a little more background on the characters from the previous game. It's a horror visual novel, the background music gives the game a creepy feeling, the extra unlockable chapter once you complete the game, and the fact that Ayumi and Yoshiki hug. That's my OTP in this game, and I just thought it was really cute. As for the cons, I don't really care too much for the point-and-click aspect of this game. Overall, the Corpse Party series is really something everyone should at least try once. It's a very unique game, and the company who thought of it is just genius in my opinion. Book of Shadows is just as twisted as any of the previous games in the series. They pull you in and make you believe that you can save everyone, but it only ends in tragedy. Friends who were once there are now forgotten by everyone, and it's really sad seeing the characters go through the pain of remembering someone who no one else ever will. The images in this game can be pretty graphic, and even though it won't always show it, there is a lot of torturing going on. It's highly implied at least. Corpse Party Book of Shadows is a horror game, so I will say this now. This game is not for children. If you are under the age of 17, or if you are squeamish, I do not recommend you playing this series. On the other hand, if you're like me and you can handle gore pretty well, then please try it yourself, and you will be amazed at how well they go through the events in this game. I wasn't a fan of the point-and-click aspect, but the story is a good one, especially if you're into psychological horror stories. Corpse Party Book of Shadows gets an 8 out of 10. This has been a Gaming Goddess review. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment with your opinion on any of the Corpse Party games, and remember to keep on gaming.
Did I